Well, hello. Today we're going to look at a little bit of history, because Norwich is one of the oldest cities in the country and has links to the Normans, Romans, Anglo-Saxons and even the Vikings. The city walls of Norwich were completed in the mid-14th century and formed the longest circuit of urban defences in Britain, even eclipsing those of London and York. If we turn around now, we can see part of the city wall running along here. We're just off King Street in Norwich now. The city walls included some 40 flint towers and 12 gateways, together with ditches. A brick and flint artillery tower, Cow Tower, was added in 1398. Now, if we walk up here, the walls had three functions basically. They provided defence against most forms of attack. They enabled the city to control access to and from the city, thus regulating trade and assisting taxation. Now, we're going to go up these steps here. Let's have a look. You see, this is the city wall all along here. Although long since demolished, the circuit of the city's once mighty walls can still be seen today. They largely followed the footprint of what is now the dual carriageway, being what is the inner ring road today. So let's carry on up here. Now here we go, here are the steps. I'm not sure which way to actually go, because there's one of the towers. That's not Black Tower, which we've come to look at. But anyway, let's carry on up here and see where this takes us. Hopefully we're going to get a nice view in a minute. Oh, not quite. But there's a view looking towards the football ground. Right, this is one of the towers. It's not the Black Tower, which we're going up towards. I'm not sure what that one is called. I shall have to look that up. But that's a remaining tower. Right, let's carry on up the steps. Right, we're getting there. That's where we've come from, up those steps. I'm a bit out of breath, but there in front of us is Black Tower. Right, there we are. There is Black Tower. The gate is locked. Obviously can't go in there, but I don't quite know what's in there. But that's the inside of it. But I'm still quite out of breath from walking up all those steps. But anyway, let's have a look here. Right, these arches are all part of the wall. There's a slit there for bows and arrows or whatever. There's a derelict house here, I read on the internet. Seems such a shame because it looks as though it could have been a nice house. But these arches go all the way along here. I'm not sure where this is taking us, but this is a hidden part of Norwich that a lot of people won't know about. but it's really interesting. So there it is, looking back. What I haven't told you is, though, that the Black Tower was built in the early 14th century, and it's located on the southeastern side of the city wall near Brackendale on Carrow Hill, which we've seen. It was actually built as a watchtower to look over the river below, and also it's part of the wall defence system. It was designed, it says, to deter potential attackers. It was mostly used as part of the wall and gate, and that would stop boats from entering the city and the tolls could be collected at Carrow Bridge. It would also have been an imposing sight for all those watching the city, and these boats were heavily taxed and paid a fee in proportion to the amount of goods they carried. This is certainly in good condition, this bit. Those boats that were allowed to pass, it's a shame I can't get a picture of the river, where the river is, but there's too many leaves on the trees. But those that were allowed to pass could then carry on up the river towards Cow Tower, and that's where we'll be going to next. Black Tower was also had other uses over the centuries. It was used as a prison at one point, and also a pest house when the bubonic plague took place. They had it as a place to keep unruly infected persons, and it was also used as a snuff mill. But all very interesting, just hidden away off Carrow Hill. So now I've just come out at the top of Carrow Hill, and you can see the top of the Black Tower over there. That's where I've just come from. And then turn round here, and that is Brackendale. Right, now we've come up along the river, which is, hopefully you'll see that in a minute. There we are, there's the river. We've come up to Cow Tower, which is through the trees there. It's a lovely day. And that house over there's got a lovely view. But let's go along. And this is Cow Tower we're coming up to. It's in the northeast part of the city. It says it's a cylindrical artillery tower, one of the earliest purpose-built gun towers in England, and it has 3 floors. Gun ports were suitable for the recently developed cannon, that's going back to the 13th, 14th century, while the arrow loops could still be used for crossbows and small guns. Built to defend the river approach against the internal unrest and potential invasion, it says, especially during the turbulent period of the Peasants' Revolt, and also in 1549 Robert Kett led an uprising, that's Kett's Rebellion, in Norfolk, and marched on Norwich, where his army camped on the northeast side of the river overlooking Cow Tower. That would have been over there. Right, here it is. I've only really ever seen this from the other side, because on the other side of the river there is Zach's, where we go ever such a lot. Let me show you. I've come to see Cow Tower, but I'm showing you Zach's now. There's Zach's. But here is the river, and the boats would have come up from Carrow, where they'd paid their taxes, otherwise they'd have been told off at the Black Tower, and they'd come up, and here is Cow Tower. I'm a bit too close really, but there you can see the gun turrets, or the gun holes. Let's go around here. Where this is taking me. Oh, that's all right, we're just going right the way round. It really is a lovely area, and as I say, I've never actually been this side of the river. I can remember those houses being built there. Yes, let's see if we can have a look in. It did say that I think the ground floor was used as living quarters. I might climb up here. I can probably climb up here, but whether I can get down. Right there. Look at that, that's impressive. That's very impressive. But this, as I say, was Cow Tower, which was built, well, there's some steps going up there, which was built after the rest of the city walls. It made the 41st tower. Today, of course, Cow Tower is actually managed by Norwich City Council, and has been since it was awarded the English Heritage status as a nationally important archaeological site. So there we are. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the two remaining towers of the ancient Norwich city walls. I'd never seen them before, and I found it very interesting. I might go and have a look at some other pieces of the walls. We all know, to be quite honest, the people who live in Norwich, the wide expanse of walls on Chapelfield Road that used to be incorporated into the Cayley's chocolate factory. But that's the biggest expanse of old walls. But there are a lot dotted around the city as well. But anyway, as I say, hope you enjoyed it. Bye.